We're here in classy Ivanhoe, an eastern suburb of Melbourne. I'm quite fascinated to see an Art Deco apartment building being built in the heart of a region that once saw the boom of this kind of architecture. We catch up with the architect as he explains why he's opted for an Art Deco facade.
Well, Craig, I can remember when this site housed one of the last places you could actually turn up with your car and they would fill it for you.
They would actually keep a logbook of customers' details and you could pay
at the
end of the month to set up your bill.
Well, that's a really good lead into actually what's going on here. I mean, what you're building here is really about yesteryear, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just tell us about the Art Deco principles that are going to be included in the building.
There's a really rich history of Art Deco buildings in the area, and so that really influenced where the direction of the project early on, and just wanting to really encapsulate that, that spirit of technology and development and, really breaking frontiers.
So Art Deco, why Art Deco? And tell us the story about Art Deco. How did that come about?
This particular building was influenced by another sort of subdivision of Art Deco, which was called the Streamline Moderne.
Okay.
Which was taking on board, some of the ideas of shipbuilding and manufacturing and cars.
Yeah.
And industrialisation of objects.
Yeah.
Right down to, the fridge. At the time, there was a lot of new technologies coming through with how to manufacture steel. So steel was a real prominence in some of the architecture and some of the materials, and glass. You'd have the steel ribbon windows that you see a lot in these suburbs and curved glass.
The curved glass, they must have learned how to do it and thought, let's just go nuts with it.
Exactly. It was a technology that sort of came about at the period, so then, it really flourished. So it was all about that mass production, but moving out from that arts and craft movement into industrialisation.
Some people have come in and realised that it's sort of inspired by Art Deco. Other people have just come in and realised it's just something that they particularly like. They think it blends in with the suburb. It's not sort of, too over the top, too overbearing. So essentially that's what attracts people in. Obviously it's the building design and it's obviously the position and where it is. I can imagine people here going for walks down along the river, whether it's going for a run or walking the dogs. We see that obviously a lot on the weekends when we're doing the open, so I think it's people that are quite active within the area and they certainly seem to be outward bound. It's a leafy suburb, it's quite green and it's not overdeveloped, which is one of the major attractions. Well, I think a lot of the people who've bought a property as an investment here have been local people, so when it comes to investing you'll tend to find that a lot of people probably will buy somewhere close to where they live because they understand that market and they feel comfortable making that decision.
So Craig, typically who's buying the unit so far? Have you sold any so far?
Yeah, well that's the interesting part, is that it's not the overseas market so much, but the local market have really embraced
Do you mean
the
like
building.
It's a suburb, from the suburb?
Yes, from Ivanhoe, yeah. I mean, and so that's why it was quite important to have a display suite here.
Yeah.
They really want to come and touch and feel what it is that they're getting.
What kind of price points are we looking at?
So the one bed started around $395 up to around mid-4s. And then the two beds, they start at the mid-4s up to around $600.
That is absolutely amazing value.
Yeah, and we have the option also of 3 beds.
Okay.
And they started around the mid-8s up.
Well, Craig, thank you so much for the education on Art Deco. It was really interesting.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.